Chris, first league game under your belt, what did you make of that?
Well, I was very pleased with the structure of the team. The effort of the lads was good. The actual technicality within the match, we need to get better. We need to get better at passing the football, moving the ball. When we do that, we do look very good. But I was pleased with the actual spine and the structure of the team. I think it stood strong in what would be, there's no pressure whatsoever on Morecambe today. The bottom of the league, they can't go anywhere else than up. So the pressure's on us to make sure we don't get beat, and I was pleased we didn't get beat.
Team slugged it out through that first half. You must have been delighted with the way we started the second.
Well, I changed it at half time. We had Jared as spare as a 4 in the first half, and I just matched up in midfield, and Skewes became a 10, which just put more pressure on Morecambe's back line. Try and get more bodies around Lofty. Lofty worked hard and backed in well, but I've been working really hard in only a short space of time to get the players to recognise what's important and to get better at it. So I was really pleased the fact, like I said, we scored another great goal, and I just had a little laugh. I was so disappointed for the supporters because, like me, I'd like to get over 5 minutes of actually leading and being in front of the game. I've witnessed 4 excellent goals, 3 legal in the last 2 games. We now work really hard. Nathan Thomas was talking about in the changing rooms about getting the little drops and the little things that are happening more for us. It will come with continued consistent disciplines.
So many people talk about the importance of that period after you've just scored a goal. We've seen it again today.
We did. You could argue Aaron, High Boot, the lads are adamant the Morecambe player kicked it out. It should be our throw. The actual chap who tries to shoot, he comes off his shin and goes back post straight to John. It's just, what can I say? That's sometimes League 2 football. But the response to the lads, they keep getting knocked, but they keep coming back at it. And from my perspective, not knowing them that long, that's a good thing.
I was going to say, is that the encouraging thing, that the lads pick themselves up and they go again?
Yeah, and I tried to win the game today. I tried to make substitutes to step up and try and, get some sort of looseness when the game loosens up a little bit to try and get a win. And we've got to manage them moments better. But I'd like us overall anyway to pass that football better.
You mentioned the change in shape that you made during the break. Was that a response to the unforced errors that were coming through that first half when we're losing possession?
No, yeah, but at the same time, we were up on shots for and against. I was comfortable. I can't remember Coles making saves. I felt as though if we passed inside more and used Jared more, we would have dominated possession better. We've got to get better at switching it. And then we've got to get better at when the ball's laid to cross, we cross it well. When it's headed back across goal, we flood the box to get the goal. When they defend it and kick it out, Morecambe, we've got to regain it and retain it quickly and go again at them to create waves of attacks rather than individual attacks. And when we get that rhythm going, I'm very confident of getting in a winning rhythm with the lads.
You mentioned the quality of the goal. I'm going to take you back to it from both Nathan with the pass of the season and Hallam then does the hard work to finish it off.
Well, his pre-movement before the ball's played exactly what we've been doing in training, but we need more of that, but not necessarily out of them two. It's more the other players joining that qualities, joining them sort of technical aspects of football, but they worked hard, they kept going, they keep getting jabs. We're not going to get our own way. If we got our own way, we wouldn't be in this position. We're in this position and we're working hard to have structure in it, and we're working hard to have quality within what we do to make sure it supports us getting 3 points.
Big message from you has been you want these players to represent the fans. Are you seeing signs of that in training and the games where it's going that way?
Yeah, the week's been hard. They've worked very hard. The data that I've got back off the sports scientists suggests that. We've rested well as well to try and peak today. We've had my first 2 games are 2 away games. Since, like I said, 3 good goals scored. Extra pass inside, possession. But we're playing a bit more in the opposition's half, and I felt very controlled at the back. Got a little bit scrappy at the end in the last 15 minutes. Defensive headers just spoke to the lads. They were winning them, but they're heading them back down the middle of the pitch. If they head them wide, we regain it, and it stops the second floor Morecambe. They wouldn't have picked that up as much, and it would have helped us obviously finish even stronger.
We thought it was a penalty. What was your eyes on that one?
I'm not going to get in trouble. You know, I'm not going to get in trouble. It's a penalty.
It is, isn't it? And again, that's disappointing for the fans because, in a way, it feels like we've been robbed even more there.
It's disappointing for everybody, isn't it? Not just the fans, the chairman, the lads in there. You know, they feel hard done by. They've worked really hard for what would be 2 football matches, and they've got 2 draws. But I'm happy with that effort, and I want that effort to be represented with 3 points.
Very interesting formation with using Branthwaite instead of Carroll as that spare man, as you described it.
Yeah, well, Jared's a good passer. You know, he missed last week's very good performance. Knight-percival's excellent work rate. You know, I gave him a good accolade after the game last Saturday. It's hard to make decisions like that, but I'm doing it for the benefit of the team and for all of us to try and move forwards. I spoke to Knight at length in the week, and I want him to try and get forward more. I want him to try and get in the box more. I want him to try and score more goals for us. I just felt Jared has the ability to pass and switch play. We didn't use him enough. We didn't pass inside enough. But he won all his headers. He did an immense strong tackle in the first half. He was excellent in terms of having a go at what he was trying to achieve. I think it would have been wrong to swap last week's centre-half partnership. I want to build. I don't want to dismantle. So, you know, Gerard, I've seen him now for, it'll be about 10 days now, and I've coached a lot of very good young players, but he's excellent. You know, I had Dale Stevens at 17, and Gerard, he plays Premier League football for Brighton, and he is definitely better than Dale at the same age.
We keep hearing about all the scouts who are coming to these games. Is it going to be a job for you to keep hold of a player you obviously like?
Yeah, I don't think it's my job. I think it's the club's. They've got to do what's best for everybody and everything, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's very difficult for him to deal with that as a player, but at the same time, you know, I had the choice. I could bring him back in the squad and sit him on the bench, or bring him back in the squad and get him on the pitch, and I wanted him on the pitch.
McCurdy, Iredale and Bridge missing today with injury. Gaffer, any news on those guys and when they'll be back?
Yeah, they're not major injuries. I mean, you seen Jack last week at Forest Green. He went into a couple of 50-50s. His knee was sore. He had a scan and a surgeon, but they're comfortable that they don't need to operate, which is good news. Timeline for that is probably about 2 weeks. And then you've got Jack just turned his ankle in training on Monday. So he's missed out, and apparently he's had that earlier in the season, so that's come back, which isn't good, but I want him to get on top of that. And McCurds, he had a little lump in his knee, at the back of his knee. Again, Dolly's had it scanned, so we're all on top of the injuries. It's nothing major. I tried my best to congeal him into training yesterday because he's a game changer. He would have been excellent coming on today for us if he was fully fit, but he wasn't available.
Neth Rooney not here today, boss. What's the story behind that one?
Oh, he's doing a bit of work for us. He's gone to, you know, have a look at somebody, but yeah, you know, we've got to get ourselves ready for January.
It's interesting, isn't it? All these stories that come up and we try to find out. It's Carlisle United, the interest in everything that's going on. It must be an eye-opener to you.
Well, I'm enjoying it. You know, it's quite right. You know, we work in the public domain. We've got to accept that. But at the same time, you know, like I've said in the early interviews, the currency of football's winning, and to win, you have to show winning traits. There's team structure and the skeleton in that team looking pretty strong. What we need to add now is possession and quality moments, and more of them. And when they come, we'll get what Nath has been moaning about in them changing rooms. Why do we never get the drops? It'll come. And you know, I think it were there. It was a pen. I think it were there for, you know, the ref gave a lot of fouls against us on free kicks for and corners for. Even the lads were bemused, and I don't want to stand here being one of those people, one of those managers, head coaches moaning about referees. I'd want to concentrate on the traits that will look after being better than the opposition and better than the 3 lads doing the refereeing. I always did had that about me, and I want to continue to be like that.
Forest Green on Tuesday, you're at home at last.
Yes, looking forward to that. It'd be good. be really good. I hope the supporters get right behind us. We've got to obviously regroup and do the right things to make sure we're fully energised for Tuesday night.
Thanks for your time, Gaffer.